In this time, the most precious substance in the universe is the spice melange. The spice extends life. The spice expands consciousness.
Here's my saltwater mixing station. All this is a 5-gallon bucket. I put my filtered water in there and I add some salt. I have them in these little baggies. I get them in a box and I have it mixing with a big giant pump. You just use whatever pump you want. This just happens to be the one that I have. That's a big baby. Anyway, mixes this water up really nice. I leave it for about 24 hours. Probably doesn't need to be that long, but it warms up during that time, so it makes it really nice for changing out the nano tank, because the nano tank is so small. This is about 25% water change. It's a 20-gallon tank, so this is 5 gallons plus the rock, right? So anyway, we'll go ahead and take this upstairs and do a water change. Really good exercise, right? 5-gallon bucket of water. If I could just have 2 of them on each side, and I don't think I could lift them that high. Here we go again, marching down the avenue. 10 more years and we'll be through. Excuse me, having a little flashback there. You know, the spice is the water is the spice, and everything else that's in that salt mix, you know. I go back and forth on doing water changes automatically, you know, automating those water changes with the pump system. On the one hand, it's good exercise, and as we all know, I'm not getting any younger, and these buckets do provide a little bit of exercise going up and down these stairs. On the other hand, it sure would be nice to have one less thing to worry about. But really, would it? With my luck, I'm in for some sort of little plumbing nightmare that just floods one of these rooms, the dining room or the upstairs, with the nice 20 gallons of water all over the floor. Loads of fun. Seaweed. The scent would be in the air for days. Anyway, so far I haven't read about plumbing fails with these auto water changes, but maybe people just aren't talking about them. I'm not sure that I would. I think for now, as long as I can lift the buckets, I'll just try to get the exercise. It's kind of a confidence builder anyway, knowing that I can still lift a 5-gallon bucket of water. I'll take what I can get. Ooh, macroalgae, that light, the solar, the sun that's coming through the skylight is the only thing that's helping me with macroalgae here in this tank. I have not had luck. That's like my Achilles heel is macroalgae. I'm just not having any luck with my tang eating it in the main display. And I went and bought one of those Tunzi lights, the purple ones, and I couldn't get anything to grow with it. It's the submergible one. Any of the algae I have anyway, none of it would grow. So I'm going to be donating that one to the community. Maybe there's somebody else out there that actually has good luck with those. But for now, the sun is doing pretty well as one of those. I've got 2 of those little cheap Amazon $15 LED 2-channel, one blue and then one whites and reds. And it seems to be doing okay, although I can't, when I had it in a dark room, no sun access room, it seemed to be growing the red stuff okay, not really that great. And it was growing some of the green stuff, but most of my macroalgae is just dying out. But the sun from the skylight seems to be doing okay. So here in the, in the 20-gallon here, I'm having, because it's such a small tank, I can't just dump that entire bucket in there. So I'm using a pump to get that water down to a level that I can actually slow pour it in. yeah, otherwise it just moves everything around that's in that tank pretty quickly, because I can't start from a slow trickle. You know, that first couple of gallons it comes out of there comes out pretty fast. So yeah, there's the pump. That pump, I made it, I just attached that tubing onto a surface skimmer. You see that little surface skimmer that I have right there on the right hand side? It's got a sponge on the top. It kind of circulates the water. For this tank, I'm kind of using it as one of the water circulators, and it sucks anything. Ooh, look at these gals go at it. It sucks anything on the surface, so it keeps it nice and clean. Let's talk about these two little clowns. These were both bullies in the big tank. The white one, I think I did a video on that a little bit, and we pulled her out of there because she was just beating up on everybody. You'd think 150 gallons with plenty of hiding spaces would do it, but no, she just kind of went after everybody. And so then I thought, well, maybe it's a designer clown issue. So I've got this other one who's bigger than the other ones, and I plopped her in there, and lo and behold, she just went after everybody. She went after, I have a nice big juicy one in there, and she decided she was going to pick on that one and just drove her insane. It took me about 8 hours to get her out of there, but man, I got her out before she could kill anyone. I really think that was what's going to happen. You know, they'll drive one of the fishes to the corner. They're kind of like those discus fish, the freshwater discus fish. Man, I had some bully discus fish. I could not solve it. Be prepared if you ever get a discus fish to have be a one discus only, or maybe two, or if there's going to be a bully, have some way of relief on that. There's nobody. I tried to do a rehome on one of those one of the local co-op channels, and they shut me down immediately. No freebies, no giveaways. Like, the poor discus here just wants to survive. But I found somebody in the saltwater community who wanted one, so that worked out. Anyway, what am I doing? Oh, I've finally decided to go ahead and pour this bucket. Well, back to the clowns though. So both of those clowns were bullies in the big tank to the other fish. So I thought, why not try them together here? I do have a third tank, and I could pull it out. So I plopped them both in this 20 gallon, and they went at it. I watched them for about 6 hours that day, the first day that I plopped them in. They went at it, then they would retreat, then they would go at it, then they would retreat. Kind of what you saw right there. Neither one of them backs down from the other. So I think it's kind of working. It's been about 2 weeks now, and my daughter doesn't really notice anything other than feeding time that they kind of go after each other. And so maybe now that I have the tank open and stuff, maybe that's kind of why they were going at each other. Maybe they thought thought that they were going to be fed or something like that. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun with these clowns. I can't figure them out. My only guess, my theory is, at this point, it's not designer. It's probably females don't get along with each other. They kind of want to dominate an area. I don't know. I'm assuming that I have 3 females. The one somewhat large one that's in the 150 right now, and these 2. And yeah, I would love to hear somebody's theory on that, because I just can't quite figure it out. You've probably already guessed it, that this water change is pretty darn close to real time. I kind of wanted to do that just so everybody could get an idea of how long it takes. This video is about 10 minutes. I probably chopped about 5 minutes off of it, the water change, and then give another 10 minutes for cleanup and prep work, and maybe another 5 minutes for getting the salt water ready the night before. 30 minutes, not bad. Spicy Reef here, signing off.
Now what are you doing?
I think I got it.
How do you know if it's up or down?